How'd you get the small yard?
One, two, three. Keep your legs straight. 1, 2, 3. Heels off the deck. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 3.
So what they'll start up by climbing up the rope, go down. Probably the scariest one is the furthest one over in the corner over there. It's like hopping lily pads, and that's the most interesting one I think to watch because they either completely eat it or they bounce across like a ballerina. So, but I mean they have the rope so they don't ever like fall all the way, and they just pull themselves back up and they make them try it again until they get it right.
No, you stand there and look at it.
The obstacle course in total is obviously a physical event, but the techniques taught allow the average person of any physical ability, if they do the techniques correctly and do them efficiently, then they should be able to get over all the obstacles. Doing them collectively, running the entire obstacle course at the same time becomes more difficult the more tired they become. So giving them the best technique, the most efficient technique, allows them to do it in whatever physical condition they find themselves in. It's not just an obstacle course, it's preparing them for life after graduation, which is really the focus of effort for the entire 4 years.
Knights, if somebody yielded to them, they had to show them compassion. The early Muslim jihadists, they weren't allowed to use specific weapons until their enemy or their adversary used that same weapon or the equivalent of that weapon. So there are codes that they live by. It is kind of what makes it the warrior a little different, is they lived to a higher ideal. They had that standard, they had that ethos and that warrior code that they lived by.
The whole idea is essentially to teach them confidence in a few things and trust. And basically, they're going to come up here with no knowledge of what to do. Most of the kids have never done this before, maybe one or two. And we're going to teach them on the spot how to belay, which is the guy on the bottom, the safety, and how to climb, how to tie in, how to use the equipment.
That's the thing.
Leave the company. Hut 10. Hut. Officers, draw. Swords. Report.
21st, all prisoners accounted for.
Very well.
Leave company.
information out of it you can.
This stern line off, one hip roll. Other than that, we're ready. So you guys know what kind of...
Well, it's different because some kids just are inherently natural and, you know, they understand it. And other kids, it might just be part of plebe summer. It might be them when they feel like they don't really know what's going on. They just kind of stop. And when you're on a boat, it's kind of important that you kind of keep a lookout and you don't ever just kind of stop. So it's probably treating each individual kid on how they learn is probably the most difficult part. We actually had, about 2 days ago, it was blowing pretty hard. And with these boats, when it blows pretty hard, you can never flip them, but they'll sometimes whip around and put up into the wind. And one girl just kind of turned it the wrong way, and it got away from her a little bit, and it scared her pretty good, and she didn't want to touch the tiller after that. But, I mean, that's understandable. You just take them out the next day. Hopefully the winds are a little bit lighter and ease them into it a little slower.
The object here is they have 3 logs they have to transport across this imaginary river. One is labeled the goat, one is labeled the wolf, and the other is labeled the oats. Wolf, goat, and oats. They can only transport one across the river at a time, but the wolf and the goat can never be left alone, or else the wolf will eat the goat. And the goat can never be left alone with the oats, or else the oats will be eaten by the goat. So it's kind of a mental game where you have to figure out what to take across, how to use the people. And the other thing is that they have a boat as well. They can never cross the river without carrying something. So in addition to solving the riddle of those 3 logs, you have to carry the boat as well and figure out when you need to take that across so that you can get back across to get the next log.
Second squad!
Saw it.
I think I saw one move.
I saw it. This equipment. Mr. Greg can show you what happens when you don't.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Where are we going? You got it? Get it going. Get it going. Here, put it back. All right, go. One, two, three, go.
Keep walking the back.
Back. No, we're not.
Paddle back.
1. Get ready? 2. 1. 2. You ready? 2. Almost 2. 2 only. Not the jacket. Stroke. Stroke. Stroke.